Okay, don't laugh at me, but I really love asking questions. Most importantly, I love asking myself questions. Believe it or not, no, I'm not crazy, but I do get a response to the deeper truths, to get to really know myself truly and be honest with myself. You only have yourself. So why not have a conversation with yourself? Now, I want to talk about highs and lows. Through your journey, you're going to experience highs and lows. And I want you to see those states as information as opposed to chastising yourself or ridiculing yourself, judging yourself. Like when you're on that high, like striving to be perfect so that you can remain in that high instead of just being. Here are a few questions that I ask myself during certain states that I'm in. And I'm going to cover lows, mid, like indifferent, like neutral energy, as well as highs. Okay. So starting out with the lows, because I love to dig deep. Why am I feeling this way? What is this energy communicating to me right now? Is it uncomfortable because it's revealing a truth that I thought was like hidden, like nobody saw it, but I see I'm being called out right now, whether by another individual, by a situation, or by myself? I also ask myself, if I'm feeling down, why I'm feeling down. But then I say, okay, is this an indicator that I'm sleepy, that I'm tired, that I'm irritable? Am I absorbing someone else's energy? And sometimes it's not necessarily the energy in the room. You very well may be connected to other people, such as your mom, your dad, long distance, your cousins, your friends, your family, whatever. And you may actually be feeling what they're feeling, or even just the world, the collective, because we're just that in tune and in sync with each other. That's why we have to create those boundaries so that we're not always absorbing other people's information, which is energy. I also ask, simply put, since I made that example, where is this energy coming from? Is this me, or is it someone else or something else? Am I sensing something that may possibly happen in the future? Am I getting a prediction coming in? Is it a channel or a transmission that's coming through that's wanting me to feel what's coming up? Or am I getting information from the past? And there's a series of things happening at the same time because we're in a multi-dimensional experience. So you could quite literally be feeling the past, the present, and the future. The lows. Sometimes we're feeling low because we're not giving enough to ourselves. Not enough rest, self-care, and that can simply be listening to some good ass feel-good music. That means eating something that I know will make me feel better. And it's not always sugary sweets. It's not always the coffee that we depend on sometimes for us to get through the day. It could be something like a home cooked meal. I also notice when I'm not feeling that great, I got to check out the signs. I said energy as far as people, but it could also be astrologically something going on that's very pivotal. And it's like, okay, I need to step back, detach, and see what astral intuitive messages I may have. Right? Now, we can transition from that. Oh, one more thing. If I'm feeling like I just got called out, whether it's quite literally or internally, where I'm seeing that I'm lacking in a certain area, or I may feel like I haven't put my best foot forward, or I haven't made enough progress in a certain area, especially if I'm working on projects or whatnot. Or if I feel like, am I good enough overall? Am I a good mom? Am I a good communicator? Am I a good partner, a friend? Like, we have those certain concerns a lot of times that we do not communicate and translate well. Sometimes it can come off when you really care. Sometimes it can come off like you don't, because you feel so deeply and you're so involved in your connections that it's kind of hard with your detachment process. It's kind of hard to separate those feelings, those emotions that you may have for the given situation or the people that are in it. Now, for the highs, this is here where I had to learn about this. When you ride in the wave of a high, don't it feel so freaking good? Doesn't it feel like you never want it to stop? Like you just want to stay there. And as much as you possibly can to stay there. But what if you got that phone call that threw you off for the day? Like, damn, I shouldn't have answered that phone. Shouldn't have answered that text. Or I wasn't expecting that conversation to go that way. I was planning on just saying this, but I felt like they were pushing me and kept pushing me. And I finally just told them the truth. Or I finally said something that didn't come out right. Or you feel triggered by a conversation that you weren't prepared for. That someone is like, we need to talk. And you may be like, I'm not in the space to receive that or talk about that right now. Especially if you feel like there's judgment coming. There may be times where you're having a good moment, but then you, like, say for instance, you worked out and you feeling good, feeling great. You've been doing it consecutively. Like, you're consciously putting in the effort. You know what I mean? You're intentionally saying, I'm going to check in. I'm going to do something active to help me every day because I know it feels good. I know it's good for my body. I know it's good for my spirit. I'm going to keep doing it. And you fall off one day. That can trip you up on your high. Like, dang, I was doing good. I was checking in, but I allowed certain things to get in my way, whether I wanted to sleep in longer. So the discipline kind of fell off. Your relationship with discipline, not seeing it as devotion, that's not seeing it as, look, you got to take care of yourself. You only have this one vessel in this lifetime. So it's a daily relationship, a daily devotion that you partake in, that you take care of, that you ensure that you have at least the most optimum experience within this vessel. So during those highs, you're sometimes feeling yourself in scarcity almost because you're scared that you may lose it. But seeing that life, things happen outside of us, in us, all of that, and we can't control everything, is picking yourself up. Like, don't stay in it. Like, the quicker you get up and not dwell in that emotion, the better. Now, if there's some times where you feel like you got to feel your feels, do that. But all means don't stay there. And so the highs, again, we want to stay there because it feels so good, and that's okay. It's okay. You can just, as sure as you fell off, you can get back up again. You can get back into that moment of that energy of, people call it high vibration, but it's really a higher frequency. So with the highs, enjoy the highs, right? Enjoy those good moments. Express gratitude. Those times are very precious, especially if you're experiencing it with others. Like, it's priceless. You can never put a number amount as far as monetary value on those types of moments when they're memorable, and you're having those times with people where you're having healing conversations, where you're having breakthroughs. Like, appreciate that journey, appreciate that portion of your journey, but always know that you can have this as many times as you want. those good times, those times where you feel like you're on cloud nine. Understand this. Those highs, sometimes they peak, right? Sometimes they have some moments where they may dip a little bit, right? Because our life is not linear. We are continuously going up and down, and you just got to ride the wave and not be so hard on yourself. Give yourself grace and give those around you grace as well. Now, as far as feeling neutral, ask yourself, am I just saying I'm okay just because I have no other expression to label this particular time? Are you truly okay, or are you numbing yourself? It's okay to be neutral. In fact, that's probably one of the best ways to be, because when you're in a neutral state, it's activating, it's first resetting the energy, the frequency that you're on. Imagine yourself being on a bandwidth. I love to actually use the explanation of a six disc CD changer, or however many disc changers, this is in the CD. Okay. So some of y'all may be kind of young. Y'all like, what the heck is a CD? But a CD, from where I come up, it's a CD. It's a circular disc that you can play music or you have information on it. But I'm speaking more so with the disc changer back in the day, when it was like a multi-disc changer where you can play music, and whenever you wanted to hear another song or another disc, it will load. It will first reset and then load up the new disc. Okay. Sorry for taking so long on that, but basically, energetically, what I envision when you are at a neutral state, you are detached from certain outcomes, from emotions, from people, expectations, all of that. And when you do that, source energy can come through and draw in the things that you've already were predestined to have anyway. Will bring in the opportunities that are for your highest good, because not all opportunities are for your highest good. That will draw in the people, the connections, because you have reset your frequency. So the signal is clear. You are a clear channel to receive the information. Okay. To receive the information, to receive the pathway clearly, and to see where you need to go and where you need to be will actually align with you. And I'm even seeing like tracks, like train tracks, how they move and maneuver and align to the direction that train may need to go, the pathway. But that disc changer, seeing yourself as neutral. If you feel like you don't have a high or a low and you're just right there at that 0 point, that's a sweet spot. That's okay. Allow yourself to be in that spot. And if you can't identify, you don't have to. But if someone asks you like, hey, you got any problems? You okay? You good? Because you're not smiling like a jack-o'-lantern. Hey, tell them I'm good. Like, allow me to be. And it's okay to be in that state. But make sure you're not numbing yourself. Ask yourself that. Is it something that you have compartmentalized that you don't want to deal with? Is it something that you've been avoiding? And I'm really good at that, compartmentalization, because sometimes I'm so emotional. I feel everything. Sometimes that can actually be a hindrance. Sometimes that can make me feel like I don't have enough control over my life. And I don't have time to be going up and down and all around because I feel moody or I'm feeling somebody else moody. Like, look, disconnect. Nah, we're going to reset to neutral. We're going to reset to neutral. Detach. Look, I can't deal with that right now. I'll put you over there. I'll deal with you later. But I always make attempts and set intentions to go back to those things to handle them. But sometimes we can't keep up with everything, right? That's where that shadow work goes in. That's where you go into meditation. That's where you have quiet time, where you separate. You don't always have to have company, where you need to have the house filled so you don't feel lonely. Sometimes those moments of loneliness will bring up information that you need to hear and see and feel, right? You have to find that comfort within yourself. You have to feel safe with self. And if you're not feeling safe with self, you need to ask some questions. Okay? Ask yourself in any given moment, what is this revealing to me? That's not being crazy. That's not like enjoying life because, some people are like, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. Actually, yes, it is. It is that deep. You have this journey with yourself and you're with yourself 24/7. So why not get to know yourself? Why not explore? Why not like truly engage with self? Now, these questions that I presented as far as my process and how I live is not meant to make you feel burdened. Like, dang, I got to ask all this stuff. Look at it as a play. We can look at TV shows for entertainment, gossip, drama, what's on social media, what's trending. What's trending with you? What's going on with you? What is the trending topic with you? What is something that has been trying to get your attention to pay attention to and you've been ignoring or feel too exhausted or bored or this is not enough entertainment, right? Or I'm just too busy with all these things. But truly ask yourself, what have you been prioritizing? And really, is it that important? If you're not good, nothing else is. So I leave you with that. Okay? And I look forward to connecting with you real soon. Take care.